Friday Night Football on TSN is brought to you by your local Ford dealer. The Simply the Best Clear-Out event is on now.
Ticats defensive coordinator Don Southern has collected more than his share of Grey Cup rings in 40 years in the CFL as a player and a coach. Here's David.
And one of the players that is missing from the defense right now is linebacker Joe Hagan's out with a severe stinger. Can you update your status?
I'm still got a little ways to go, but every day I'm making progress. I'm getting better every day. I mean, my sensation's back, so that's good, and I'm getting better. You know, just got to get my strength back up and go from there.
You guys are locked up in a really tight game. Is that a surprise to you? And what was the mood around the team knowing coming in against the Argo team?
We're taking it as, you know what I'm saying, each game is very important. Regardless of what's going on with their organization, we know we got to come out and play football to win. So we're just doing that and, you know, coming out and do the best job that we can from week to week.
Joe, good luck on your recovery. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Mitchell was the target here, and rookie Jerry Arias won the battle.
I think if Jimmy Kemp puts a little more air on this ball, he gives his receiver a little bit more of a chance, because he had inside position, but see how he had to short up his feet, he had to chop his feet and come back to the football, and that gave Jerry Arias a chance. Kemp made the right decision to throw it to that seam, but you could see in his disappointment that that ball was just a little thrown, just a little underthrown.
Argonauts pinned up against their goal line after a brilliant punt by Paul Osbaldiston. This is 2nd and 10. Montford was there. Kemp looking for help. They had to fire it away.
That's it. What I'm telling my defense. That's it, boy.
Kemp might have been lucky to get this one away with number 90 in the neighborhood.
Yeah, we had the shot blocker right there, too. See, Mumford takes the inside move, and Gonzalo Floyd just recovers for him. He gets outside, and he's the guy who forces the quick throw and forces Kemp to throw it out of bounds. I'm surprised he didn't just knock it out of the air again. That's basically what he does.
Sometimes it's a game of field position, Glenn, and the Argonauts had it early in the 3rd quarter. Tiger Cats have it right back after Osbaldiston bounced one out at the 2.
Well, and Noel Prefontaine can get a whole bunch back because he's got the capabilities to really launch one.
Prefontaine is way back there. Akins near midfield. Took it over his head. Potassium. Make the catch. Make the tackle. But there's a little smack there after a 56-yard punt.
Oh, Corey Hill.
Yeah, number 17.
You know, I was out before in the pregame, and the guys were warming up. Corey Hill just looks huge. I mean, he looks like one of the biggest DBs I've seen. And for 5'11", 220, and he comes down and says, "Hey, I may be a rookie, but I just want to introduce myself to you, Mr. Akins." There you go. Hi, my name's Corey. How you doing?
That'll be Corey Hill.
Yeah, that'll be Corey Hill. You might want to just write down my number. That's 17. You got it? Okay, good. See you again.
Again, though, the Tiger Cats gain a little field position. This is Ronald Williams on 1st down. And he's got about 5. Ran into Donovan Carter, who's had a decent game for the Argonauts. 4th overall out of Brampton. Played at Northern Illinois, so he was the Argos' top pick.
See the guns hanging out of that shirt? It's a big DB right there. Look at the size of those babies. Donovan Carter,
yeah. They really wanted to get him into the lineup, but he started as a linebacker tonight. Amerson the catch. It'll be a Ticat 1st down. A couple of big hits on Amerson, one by Vernon Mitchell.
Well, what Danny McManus is doing now in the 2nd half is he's working the inside seams. He's working in between linebacker and free safety. He's got Vernon Mitchell that he's looking at, which is a rookie, young free safety. He's not playing too bad. He's working that area, trying to get in behind Kelvin Tiggle and in front of Vernon Mitchell.
Amerson, 5 receptions, 54 yards. 1st down Ticats. Outside the Argonaut 40. And Toronto has been tough in a couple of areas tonight. That was Roger Dunbrack making the tackle.
Ticats have a very interesting way of putting together their game plan offensively, and Ron Lancaster Jr. up in the box basically puts it together during the week with Danny McManus and the backup quarterback Cody Ledbetter, And then once they have the thing put together, and there he is to the left, R.D. Lancaster, he puts it together during the week. Then he lets Danny McManus call the game once they get on the field.
2nd and 9 for McManus. Another huge hit as Amerson made the catch. And Tiggle was there. Amerson is sure the first down.
You know, I just getting a sense that Tiggle is starting to win our little comparison a little bit with Michael O'Shea. I mean, here's another hit. He got some help there from Donovan Carter, but he's been a bit of a force in the second half. Made some pretty big hits.
Now they're on the field together. 59 O'Shea comes on special teams for the Tiger Cats. Osbaldiston a perfect night. In fact, a perfect season so far. So Ozzie will have it spotted at the 43. This for the lead. And he's got it. Not by much because he ricocheted that one in. When you're perfect, it doesn't matter, does it? Ticats have the lead at last.
Football is right in here. Watch how close this really was. Here it comes down, and we're going to try a little bounce pass.
It really wasn't a bounce. It was more a rub, wasn't it?
It's more of a rubbing in.
Argos down by a point. First down. Kemp goes long, far side. Kerwin makes the catch. Kemp to Andre Kerwin. Huge play for the Argos, 32 yards.
I can't emphasize enough the accuracy to which Jimmy Kemp is throwing the football. I mean, he didn't have a lot of room to get that in there on Nicholas Harper, and he did. You think back to the one to Andrew English that he should have caught. It would have been a tough catch, but he should have caught it. He's been really throwing the ball with great accuracy.
Kerwin is the Argos' first down of the second half. Toronto near the 45. Good fake by Kemp under the cover. A little shy, but Mitchell makes the catch. No, he doesn't.
Oh, he's arguing it through.
I thought he had it. The official says no.
The official had a great angle on it, but I don't know if it's just Daryl Mitchell trying to sell his case, or guess who got a hand on the football? Gonzalo shot blocker Floyd. Here he goes again. Got another hand on it. And did that ball touch the turf? Oh, that's awful hard to see.
Oh, it is.
I don't know.
Argo fans hate it as they watch the replay here. Mitchell argued, but he couldn't sell his story. 2nd and 10. Kemp shotgun. Here's the heat. Over the middle. It's the pinball. Dancing, but he'll be well short of a first down.
Well, Michael O'Shea was in that one, and we talked about Calvin Tiggle making an impact. Now Michael O'Shea has to come up and tackle an old friend in Mike Pinball Clements and try and hold him short. Here he is in his drop. He sees Mitchell. Now he says, okay, I got to come up and try and tackle this guy in the open field. That's not easy. You know, I was saying that Tiggle maybe have a bit of an edge right now in the comparison, but in fairness to Michael O'Shea, he has a newborn at home.
I heard about that.
Yeah, he has his first son, Michael Connor, was born before the season, and apparently baby has a little bit of gas these days and has been up all night, so maybe Michael O'Shea's a little bit tired.
Oh yeah, a little toilet humor there. It's wide, the field goal tried, and here's Corey Grant. Hammered out. Prefontaine was there again, Sue.
So O'Shea has to stay up all night, and then he has to make tackles on Mike Clements, and then he also has to go and cover kicks. And there he goes trying to make a block on special teams. Still one of the premier special teams players in this game.
Ticats are on top by a point at 15-14. Less than a minute to go till halftime. Hamilton has really not established a solid offensive thrust against this Argonaut defense tonight. McManus goes to Andrew Grigg. He's out of bounds a couple of yards shy of the first down.
You know, here's the thing about Danny McManus working the wide side of the field, and he continues to work on the long throw. When the ball is on the hash mark where it is right now, you're looking at a ton of yardage to the sideline, and he's working over there because that's where Wayne Shaw's been lining up every play, and that's where he wants to go. The downside of doing that is that because the throw is so long, it only takes a little bit of a timing problem, and it's going the other way.
Second down. Ronald Williams. And this will be close to a first down. We'll see where the spot is. You can see on the virtual first down line, it should be there.
Yeah, I think
he's got it. They're moving the chains quickly. McManus 21 of 33, 257 yards, 1 touchdown.
Ron Williams is a little winded. He got up slowly after that one, and he's just barely getting back to the huddle. You got to wait for Ron Williams, especially tonight, because he's been the feature guy in that offense.
McManus threw a touchdown in the first half when the Ticats were threatening to score right on the goal line. Morielli makes the catch. Nice run afterwards. Andrew Grigg comes over to help out with a block, and Martavius Houston makes the tackle. So the Ticats are on a little bit of a roll as the third quarter comes to an end. Morielli, nice catch as the Ticats roll into Argo territory.
Adidas Friday Night Football on TSN at the quarter.
Back at CFL Control, Duthie, Tillman, Dunnigan, and Schultz. And, you know, we talked at the half about the fact that it's a sort of a moral victory for the Argos just being in this game, but boy, it would really stink to lose this one. And Hamilton's slowly sort of eating away, and they haven't been all that impressive, but they're moving the ball.
They are really moving the ball. The reality is the Toronto Argonauts have not stopped the Hamilton offense. This has been a game of classic turnovers, and that's why the game has been competitive. Right now, it's 3-0. Hamilton has 3 turnovers. Toronto has 0. But what's unique is in the previous 3 games, the Toronto Argonauts had 9 turnovers, 7 interceptions, 2 on downs. This is why they're close in the game, and what it says to me is they're mentally focused because they're executing plays and they're avoiding turnovers, Matty.
Yes, they are, and you know who else I think is very intense, Chris, and that's Calvin Tiggle. Calvin Tiggle is on his game tonight. In fact, he's in the Hamilton Tiger Cats playbook. I think he's directing traffic as a middle linebacker should very well out there, and he's getting help from who? Fred Perry off the edge, number 93, getting in front of Danny McManus's eyes and forcing him to make quick decisions in the defense and secondary is benefiting from this. So I think Calvin Tiggle is doing a wonderful job at middle linebacker, taking control of the Hamilton offense.
And on the other side of the ball, I really like the look of this new offense. They're utilizing their personnel, getting Daryl Mitchell in the game, Andre Kerwin, and Andrew English. And here we go into the fourth quarter, and it's anybody's game, and that's a big accomplishment for Toronto, James.
Argos have been impressive, but again, it is Hamilton now winning this football game. 2 other games in the CFL tonight. Let's quickly check them out. Winnipeg leading Montreal now 14-6. Lester Smith had a pick, took it down to the Bombers 3, but Winnipeg's D held just a field goal, so 14-6. And this one just underway, Calgary and Saskatchewan in the first quarter. Again, Saskatchewan looking for their first victory of the season. Calgary still perfect.
Quarter to go, and Ron Lancaster knows he's in a football game with his arch rivals. It's important because of this, Glenn. The next home game is Friday, and the Eskimos roaring along themselves with 2 straight wins will be at Iverwin. Tickets are available at that number, and I'm sure George Grant and David McDonald will likely answer the phones early next week and sell you some.
Yeah, well, the good news is for Edmonton is not only they win that game out in BC last night, but they also got through it without Nealon Green hurting himself again, so he's going to be that much stronger the next time out.
Fourth quarter begins with a nice play-action fake by McManus and a long throw, almost intercepted. Amerson was the intended target, and the rookie Corey Hill almost had his hands on an interception.
Well, you know, you can say that, you know, McManus has got a little bit of luck going his way. We've talked about the Argo bounce a couple of times, but that's 2 interceptions now that the Argos really should have had. Corey Hill had his hands on it. Vernon Mitchell, the safety, has had his hands on the ball once already and dropped it. They do have a couple of turnovers, but they've had some opportunities for others.
Andrew Grigg to the near side. That sends Corey Grant to the far side of the field with a 3-receiver set over there. McManus goes to Flutie over the middle, and he'll have a first down.
You know, people at home might be wondering, why is the middle of that defense continuing to be exploited by Danny McManus? And what they're trying to do is just expose that outside, because the halfbacks, the defensive backs, have to play outside, and they know that. So what they're doing is they're isolating Calvin Tiggle. He's dropping in the middle, and they're just saying, okay, we're going to just see how quickly you can go from one slot back, Darren Flutie, to the other one, Mike Morreale, and we'll just try and look you off and see if we can't make you cover some ground.
That was Darren Flutie's 6th catch for 63 yards. First down. Ticats. McManus into heavy coverage over the middle, and Tiggle wrapped up.
Yeah, see,
Ronald
there it is
Williams
again.
completely.
Yeah, there it is again, right over the middle, and that's where a lot of the stats have come up for Danny McManus, and a whole lot of that passing yardage have come right down the seams and right around the Calvin Tiggle area. Now, it's been a chess match because Tiggle's, he's had his plays in this game and had some big hits. 3 turnovers, obviously a big difference in the game. But here's a case right now where Tiggle guesses right. He comes up, makes the hit on Ronald Williams and holds him for a short gain.
That was Tiggle's 6th tackle. Second and a whole bunch. Nice catch by Morreale. Heading to the end zone. He's inside the 5.
Well, see, now they try and mix it up, John, and what they tried to do was bring Tiggle off the edge and have Glenn Young drop and hope that they can confuse Danny McManus. But Danny McManus, watch what they do. See, Tiggle messes around here, then he goes up here and goes. Glenn Young will drop. Now watch this, as this turns out. See, here comes Tiggle. He moves up and goes. Now Glenn Young drops. Now he sees Glenn Young dropping. That's basically a pass rusher. That's where he's going with the football. It is awfully tough to fool Danny McManus.
And he connects with Mike Morreale for 28 yards here. Ticats are set up with a 1st and goal to go at the Argo 5. Ronald Williams halfway there and still driving before he's fired back. Corey Hill, 17. The rookie halfback had a hold and wouldn't let go.
You get the feeling, though, with the way Calvin Tiggle is playing and the way he's hitting and the way that linebacking core is hitting. Donovan Carter's made some big hits, and Vernon Mitchell in the secondary, and Corey Hill. The way they're hitting, you get the feeling that Danny McManus is going to have to throw the ball to score down here. Now, they've got the big unit out there, so...
Yeah, we'll see what happens here from the 2.
All indications is run, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to happen.
Couple of cracks added if the Ticats need it. 2nd and goal to go from the 2-yard line. And McManus will get a chance to rethink this.
Well, I think there was some confusion in the Argo defensive huddle, and you can't be confused when you're on the goal line.
John Heward has the double blue on tonight instead of his red suit.
Thank goodness. Martavius Houston goes to the sideline, right? And he has some questions, because when you're down on the goal line, see, here comes Danny McManus. See, look at all the talking going on. Look at this. There's timeouts being called right in there. See, we don't got it right. And this is the problem. You can't have any indecision on the goal line. You have to go to your gap, and you got to go now, or it's over.
So here's the play. Play of the game for the Ticats. 11:26 to go, 4th quarter. Ronald Williams up and over. He has the touchdown. There are markers down. Did you spot anything down there?
Toronto, number 44, decline.
Touchdown, touchdown. Ronald Williams, 2nd touchdown of the ball game.
The offside was offside was over there.
It's a runaway.
To the left. Didn't matter. Ron Williams punches it in. They'll decline that and finally finish a drive.
Yeah, the Tiger Cats have had a touchdown earlier, but it wasn't on a long drive. It was on a big play.
And it was
so Hamilton has the 7-point lead. Make it 8. It's 22-14 on Friday Night Football. Ticats put it together and drove for the end zone.
Yeah, Ron Williams has touched the football either through the air or along the ground 22 times in the game, and we said that would be a key to get Ron Williams involved. The key play, Morreale catch on the 28-yarder.
Yeah, this was a beauty. Morreale almost took it all the way.
Right inside, that got him down, knocking on the door, and Ron Williams opened the door and walked right in. You know, coming into this game, we mentioned it right off the top, the Ticats had scored just 13 points in the fourth quarter.
Go right back in the creek.
He's not talking to us when he said hi, sweetheart, by the way.
Keep it up.
He wasn't talking to us up here.
He wasn't talking. He certainly wasn't talking to you.
No, the Ticats have scored 13 points. Basically, they were averaging 4 points a game in the fourth quarter. They're already got 7, so they've addressed that problem.
Well, he's hoping his sweetheart comes home from Sydney with a gold medal this summer. Mike Morreale is engaged to Joanne Millar, Canadian Olympic swimmer. And I'm not so sure she's watching tonight. I don't know if she's already down in Australia or if she's around at swimming trials. But anyway, he'll be watching Olympic coverage on TSN very carefully.
Yeah, and that was for the tape anyways. He can show her the tape later. And yeah, I did say hi to you. Here it is.
The Argonauts trail for the first time in a long time. 22-14. Ryan Terry is in the backfield, and he was wrapped up by Mike Philbrick. Ever been on a plane with Mike Philbrick and the Ticats? You don't want to sit too close to him because it's too much fun.
Yeah, well, the whole team is too much fun at times. I mean, Darren Flutie and the band, it seems like every time they go out, Darren is up on stage somewhere playing the guitar, and Paulus Balderson plays the drums, and they have a lot of fun in that locker room with the Ticats.
Second down, less than 5 to go. Nice toss. Kemp on the money for Kerwin. Andre Kerwin has made a couple of nice catches tonight.
Yeah, he has, and it's been here late in the game, end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, that Andre Kerwin has stepped up and a beneficiary of the spread offense.
The passer, Hamilton, number 90, first down.
This will be costly.
Well, it adds on a bunch of yards for this drive. There's the penalty, the late hit. Gonzalo Floyd on Jimmy Kemp, who had just thrown a strike to Andre Kerwin.
So this will set up the Argonauts inside the Ticat 40. 19 yards on the play. Kerwin's third catch of the night for 57 total. Another 5 there. Ryan Terry again.
Well, Gonzalo Floyd was about a step and a half. Just about a step and a half too late on that hit, and that's why he gets called. His little spin move there, and the ball is gone and continues through the hit.
Argos are 2nd and 6. Kemp has time. May take off. Now decides to throw. Man open. That'll be a first down, Argos. Mitchell down to the 20. Nice play by Kemp. I don't know if he was thinking run at all, but he made the wise decision.
Well, he did make a great decision because he realized he wasn't going to get the first down. That's exactly what it was. You see, Lamar McGriggs was running him down. Daryl Mitchell just keeps working, and that's why he's such a great receiver in this league, because he never gives up. He sees Kemp back up again, says, I got to find a little open spot. Finds it, Kemp gets him the football.
6th catch for Mitchell, 76 yards. Ryan Terry off tackle right side, and he's inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line.
Very simple drive for the Argos right now, and it's right with their game plan that they started with. Run the ball on first down, either to Ryan Terry or Michael Jenkins, whoever's in the game, and then throw it on 2nd and medium. 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4.
A more wide open offense being employed by John Heward and the Argos tonight. No tight ends in this formation. Terry was wrapped up in a hurry.
Yeah, he didn't get it.
Philbrick was there. 2nd and 2 was necessary, and they're a little shy of that.
Well, it's decision time now. You're down by 8 points.
Well, you got to score twice to win the ball game as it stands now.
And you send the field goal team on, and you get the points when you're there. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
We agree. We're kicking.
We're kicking. John Heward agrees, too, because that's exactly what he's doing.
Lots of time for both teams. 7:55 to go.
Talk about perfect kickers.
Yeah, both of them tonight. Jacob Marini coming in, a perfect 5 for 5.
And then he missed one
Yeah,
tonight.
missed the... There you go. So Marini adds 3 to the Argonaut total, and that narrows the gap a little bit. Should be in for a good finish on Adidas Friday Night Football from Skydome.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the TSN Newsroom. I'm Darren Detish, and the fourth quarter is coming up in a moment or two. The Toronto Blue Jays received some very good news today concerning Raul Mondesi's injured right elbow. It looks like he may be able to return when he's eligible to come off the disabled list on August the 5th, which is very good news indeed.
All right. Doctors say I'm going to be out for 10 more days, see how I feel, and after that, I got to go to see the doctor again and see how everything.
It's a positive thing that he came back and there wasn't any damage in there and that he might be possibly play in 10 days.
Next.